All right, today we are looking at Sandman, number 44 from the Fantastic Four set. He is coming in with the Frightful Four and Sinister Syndicate keywords. He has improved movement hindering. He has one trait and one special attack power. The trait is Frightful Four Dune Sandstorm. This is a unique modifier. Opposing characters modify damage -1 when making a close attack that targets a friendly character with the Frightful Four keyword. So you get a lot of these Frightful Four characters on a Frightful Fourth team, and they're handing out different bonuses to each other or different hindrance to your opponent. So this is pretty cool. Opposing characters modify -1 when making a close attack. That's across the board. His special attack power is Sandblast. Now this one is really cool. I like his and Hydra Man's. They're similar but slightly different. So Sandblast does Quake, Smoke Cloud. When Sandman uses Smoke Cloud, after resolutions he can use Quake at no cost, but may also target any opposing characters occupying or adjacent to his hindering markers, regardless of adjacency. So we'll look at his back of his card in just a second, but he does start with charge. So a way that you could use this is, of course, you could just charge and Quake just like normal, or you could Smoke Cloud from where he's at, and then he can Quake for no cost, targeting the characters that are occupying or adjacent to the Smoke Cloud markers. If he gets tied up, the Smoke Cloud doesn't require like improved targeting adjacency. It just is place markers as part of its power. So if somebody does tie him up or he charges in and Quakes, the next turn he could Smoke Cloud and then Quake for no cost out of that Smoke Cloud. So that's pretty cool, and it's useful when you mix him in with some Frightful Four teammates. Okay, let's take a look at the back of his card and see how these powers combine. Okay, he is coming in at 75 points. He does have the Minions of Doom team ability, which gives him, when this character KOs a standard opposing character, after resolutions heal 1 click on a friendly character using this team ability. Keep in mind that's any friendly character with this team ability. That could include himself. Another thing to notice on the Minions of Doom is it has to be a standard opposing character that he KOs. Alright, let's take a look at his power set. He's coming in with charge on his first 2 clicks, then sidestep, then plasticity. He starts with a 10 movement, 11 attack, 17 defense, and 3 damage. The special attack power is on his first 4 clicks, giving him that Quake and the Smoke Cloud with the Quake at no cost from the Smoke Cloud. He does start with Impervious as his reducer, then he goes on to Invulnerability, then Toughness. So he has reducers throughout his 6 clicks of life. He keeps that 3 damage on his first 4 clicks, teamed up with Shape Change. Then he moves on to 2 damage at the end. On those last 2 clicks, his special attack power goes away, but he picks up Pulse Wave, increasing the attack value from a 10 to an 11 on his last click. And then again, he has Plasticity, Pulse Wave. So that's a pretty cool little combination there at the end for 75 points. Those are some decent stats. His defense value is a little bit low. He has the Smoke Cloud on those first 4 clicks. So if an opponent attacks out of Smoke Cloud, they're reducing their attack value by 1 anyway. All right, we're going to take a look at how that special power plays out on the battlefield. Okay, let's take a look at Sandman on the battlefield. Okay, he has 3 opponents there across from him, Hulk, Grizzly, and Batgirl. Now his special Sandblast with that Quake Smoke Cloud, and then he can, when he uses Smoke Cloud, he can use Quake at no cost, but also target any opposing characters occupying or adjacent to his hindering markers, regardless of adjacency. So right from where he stands, he could Smoke Cloud out. and he only has a range of 4, but that should be enough to give him a little bit of reach, especially with the quake happening into adjacent squares of his smoke cloud and squares the characters occupy. So he could throw out a smoke cloud with this type of placement. Could go and then he could also put him underneath Hulk if he wanted to. So that type of placement with his smoke cloud, we're using this debris as a smoke cloud also. But then if he activates his Quake at no cost after this resolves, then he would be targeting the characters adjacent. So he could target Batgirl and Grizzly, since it's adjacent there, and Hulk, because he occupies that square. So he can multi-target Quake from there. That's one way to use it. Now you could also do single target Quake, so somebody like Hulk has a reducer. And Sandman is starting with that 3 damage, so you'd want to be able to get past, have a chance to get past that impervious. So you could just smoke cloud like this if you didn't want to engage with Hulk in adjacency. So you could smoke cloud up around Sandman and then still single target Quake from there. Okay, another way this could play out is if Sandman gets based. So if Hulk charges in and Sandman survives, that next turn he can still smoke cloud from where he's at if he wants to multi-target. So he could throw out his smoke cloud markers, similar to what we did before. And then he could Quake multi-target like that. Okay, it does give you some options on the different ways you can Quake. It can expand out to hit even more characters than what we're showing here. So it's a pretty cool trait that he brings to the table. Let's take one more quick look at an example here. What we have is Sandman, and those other characters are his opponents. They total up to a standard 300-point team. So with Sandman's special smoke cloud, this is how you could Quake an entire team. He could, with this kind of setup, with everybody closing in on him, he has 4 range, and this is even taken into account that if this wasn't water, there could be characters over here also that he might be able to reach. But with this type of setup, with everybody kind of clustered together, we could smoke cloud out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, a configuration like this is all within 4. So that's his range. He could smoke cloud this way and then Quake. He'd Quake everybody. Characters adjacent, occupying, adjacent, occupying, and adjacent. So you could Quake an entire team. It could even be more characters if there was a bunch of pogs or something like that. Depending on how your opponent is coming at you, you could Quake a ton of characters with Sandman's special smoke cloud. So pretty cool if you can pull it off. Hopefully this gives you some ideas on how you can use Sandman, especially on a Frightful 4 team. This would be just one key piece of that team. Check it out. If you dig what we do, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.